to tackle your closet, I'm ready to help you. We are going to have a 2-part video series. This first one is all about going through what you have in your closet today and sorting through it, organizing it, making it so that you can easily tell what you want to keep and what you want to get rid of. The second part of the video series is going to be focused on putting everything back, making it fully functional, organized, but yet also a place that you'll want to enjoy going to every day. Okay, 2 things before we start. First things first, you need to make sure that your laundry basket is empty. There's nothing in it. You don't want to start this process and have 2 loads of laundry or 3 loads of laundry that aren't included in this whole sorting and decision making. So definitely make sure all your laundry's done, okay? The second thing is, I think it'd be so much fun and so much easier and effective if you had an accountability partner, somebody who can be with you going through this process, helping you make decisions, helping you decide, does something look good on you? Does one thing look better than the other? Is something out of style or is something not your style? People can help you, and sometimes it's good to get a second opinion. And by all means, it'll be way more fun to have somebody to go through this process with, put some music on and enjoy yourselves while you're doing it. So I highly recommend getting an accountability partner. They can help you today and you can help them another day with their closet. So it'd be way more fun to do it that way. So hopefully you can do that. Okay, so the first part is the messy part. This is where we're going to take everything out of the closet so that we know what we have and what we need to work with. So let's do that. Okay, so now I have all my clothes all out on the bed. I put the shoes on the floor. I didn't want those on the bed. And now what I'm going to do is start to make sure I have everything categorized like for like. So I have my sweatshirts with my sweatshirts, my long sleeves with my long sleeves, my dresses with my dresses, whatever makes sense for you. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and do that now. So I have kind of buckets or piles to work with. So that's my next step. Okay, one thing that can help you through the process is it can become overwhelming with the amount of space that you have and how many things you need to try to organize. So I'm just organizing a little bit in the closet so that they can kind of be hanging piles per se, so that'll help me stay organized through this process. So this is kind of just a temporary staging area as I'm going to go through the process of looking at all my clothes. So that's why I'm doing that back there. It might work for you. Okay, now that we have all the clothes out of the closet and categorized, everything is like with like so that I can make easy decisions by grouping. I want to explain to you the process of the 4-quarter method. The 4-quarter method basically will break up everything in your closet and we'll deal with it in 4 different sections. The first section we're going to do is we're going to go through each category and pick out a quarter of the pile that is must have, you love, you cannot live without, you have to keep. So that's the first step in the process. So if you have 12 sweaters, you're gonna go grab 4 of them because they're your favorite and you can't live without them. So go start that process and we'll come back with step 2. Okay, to make this a little bit easier to understand, here's what I did. One of my piles had 16 sweaters, thick sweaters, okay? I went and I picked out the 4 I love the most and that I wear on a regular basis. So I went and picked those up. I'm gonna go ahead and just stick them in the closet right now as a staging area so that they don't get confused with everything else. So I'm gonna go do that right now. Now I'm gonna go to another pile and take a quarter of the pile that's there and grab it because for let's say it's on my long sleeve shirts. I'm gonna grab a quarter of the pile because they're my must-haves. I wanna keep them for sure. So I'm gonna go do that. Okay, so I have, and for this particular pile of long sleeves, I have 7 things. So I'm just gonna grab 2. Those will be my favorite. Let's just do easy math. Here's my 2 most favorite in that pile. So it's going up here. Okay, same thing for this pile. There's 7 in this pile too. So this pile, I'm gonna grab 2 of my most favorite. This is kind of just more casual long sleeve shirts. So I'm gonna grab my 2 favorite. This is definitely a favorite. And this one. These are my 2 favorites. So those are for sure. Now I'm gonna go to like my blouses, I mean really nice blouses. 1, 2. So I have 13 of those. So I'll take 3 of them and my most favorites and put those up there. So this is a favorite. This is a favorite. And this is a favorite. So I have my 3 favorites. They're going up here. Okay, so I'm going to continue that process. When I'm done going through the initial sort of a pile, I just kind of flop it over so that I know that I've already done it. This is gonna be a hard pile for me. These are my favorite shirts. These are my workout lounging shirts. So this will be hard for me to pick my favorite quarter of them. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14. Okay. So it's funny when you're forced to actually pick your favorites, it's actually easy to do. Sometimes you're like, oh, but I like these 3 others, but you can easily say, these are my favorites, these are my must-haves. That's why this process works. So I'll finish up the last bit of this sorting. Okay, so I'm through all of my clothes and I realized you probably have way more clothes than I do. I go through this process regularly. This is kind of my method and it works for me. So I don't really have an overabundance of clothes, but I do have some. Even looking through right now, I'm like, yeah, there's some things I can get rid of. So now step 1 is done. Basically a quarter of my original closet is sitting up there on the shelf, just as in a staging area. So the second thing I'm gonna do now is go pick your second favorite. Go through each of those piles. It should just take a minute. Just go through for each pile and grab 25% more of the pile. Okay, so I'm gonna go do that now. And by the way, when I say 25%, whatever 25% of the original number was, and it doesn't have to be crazy. You don't need to get your calculator out. Just make sure you're just going through and just taking the second 25% of the pile. So by the time you get done with the second sort, you would basically have removed half of each pile, okay? Hope that makes sense. Okay, one tip. You may very well have something that maybe somebody wouldn't keep if they were looking through your pile, but it's important to you. I have a very sentimental shirt that is horrible. It is full of paint. I wear it when I paint, but it's a very sentimental shirt. I've had it forever and I never want to part ways. So when I'm going through my pile during the second sort, I prioritize this, and I know that looks crazy, but you might also have something that you got when you were on a trip, and it may not be your most favorite thing, but it's important for you to keep. So you'll make the decision to keep that, and that's okay. This is your closet, your things. You make the decisions based on what works for you and what really resonates with you. So hope that helps. Okay, I hope you're doing okay through this process, and if you have an accountability partner, they've been helping you out. So in the third step of the process, what we're going to do is we're going to take each category. So shoes are a category, or whatever your piles were that you started with. I had shoes, I had long sleeve shirts, sweatshirts, dress shirts, sweatpants, okay? So each one of those is a category. So take each category and one by one, go in there and basically split what remains in two, okay? So here's an example. I have 4 sweatshirts. There's 2 that I like more than the others, okay? So I like these 2 more than these 2. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take this and I'm going to set it aside. It is going to go inside a box that I'm going to get, that I'm going to put all of my step 3 items in. And this is going to be things that I think I can live without, but I don't want to part with yet. I'm not emotionally ready for it. There's still things that are in great shape. They still fit me. I like them, but I do want to cut down on what I have, and I think I can live without them. So I'm going to put them in a box along with the rest of the items in the categories, but I'm going to put them in a box. And I'm going to close the box. I'm going to take the box shut, and I'm going to write a date on it. It's going to be a date in the future. I'm going to do 6 months. If you need to do a year, you do a year, but pick a date, write on it, and make a commitment to yourself that if it hasn't been opened by that date, that you donate it. You give it to somebody else who can put it to use. But that way you can kind of safely set these aside, not be too concerned, but know that they're nearby if you need them. But by the time the date comes on that box, you should feel confident that you really don't need what's in that box and give it to somebody else, okay? So I'm gonna take these and they're gonna go in the pile for the box, okay? Step 4, these are gonna get donated. And I know it's hard, but remember why you started this process. You wanted to cut down, you wanted to make your closet more manageable, you wanted to sort through things and make sure that you have room and space and visibility to all the things that you love and that you enjoy to wear, you feel pretty in. So these are gonna go. So the last part of my pile is gonna get donated. And I feel okay about that. And I hope you do too. So what you wanna do is get a bag and get them ready to be donated and go donate them today or tomorrow. Don't leave it for next week or next month because it won't happen. Make sure you donate it. That way you've gone through basically the whole process. So finish, this is like I just did this for my sweatshirts. Now I need to go do this for the rest of my long sleeve shirts, my sweatpants and everything. And I'll have basically more to go in my box and more for my donate pile. So I'm gonna go do that now. I hope this all makes sense and I believe in you. You can do it too. Okay, so make sure that you apply all these principles to all areas of your clothing, your socks, your underwear, your bras, your swimsuits, your anything that you have sitting in a dresser drawers, your shoes, your purses, your handbags. Make sure you apply the same principles to all of that as well, because it needs to live in your space and it's important for you to make those hard decisions. So don't forget about everything else. I'm just not showing everything because this video would be 10 hours long. You don't want that. So make sure you apply these rules to everything. You will be so happy that you did in the end. Okay, I want to make sure you understand the basis of the 4-quarter method. The reason why I do it this way is it enables you and empowers you to be able to go through your stuff and be able to say, I love these things. I can't live without them. It's a very emotional process. So you grab that first 25% and say, heck no, I'm not getting rid of any of this stuff, right? So then when you do your second pass, it's like you then identify, yep, these things are still important to me. Not as important as this other first set that I went through, but this second set is still super important. So then you set those aside. So then you have basically half of your wardrobe left, right? And I'm challenging you to be able to say, okay, I feel emotional about some of this remaining stuff, but I don't wear it very much. It's maybe not in style. It's maybe not as important to me. And, I don't know if I want to let go of it or not. I'm on the fence. So you take that 25% and you put it in the box. And that's what I'm going to do next is I'm going to put all of this stuff in my box and keep it nearby so that later, if I do feel like I wanted something out of that box, I can get it, okay? And the remaining 25%, let it go, right? Let it go, lighten your load, and make it so that you will have enough space in your closet that you can put, all the cool tips and tricks I'm gonna show you, put those to use and have a space that you love. So I really hope that you embrace this process. You went through everything. I ended up going through all my drawers. I've gone through my shoes. So I've gone through everything. Here's my donate pile, right? This is all going to leave today. I don't wait for next week because I don't want anybody going through it and I don't want to go through it. So I will go donate this today and I'm going to pack this box right now. Okay, so what I did was I wrote on the top, I sealed the box as you saw. I wrote on the top of the box with my Sharpie that says to donate it by a certain date, because that'll be 6 months from today if this isn't opened. And if you open it and grab a shirt or a pair of pants out, that's fine. Seal it back up, leave the original date. So maybe you take 2 or 3 things out of here. That's fine because you over time found that they were important and you had to have them. That's no problem, right? That's why you keep them nearby. But doesn't mean you have to unload the whole box, okay? Just take the couple things that you need. Then 6 months from that date you originally packed this box, or a year, whatever you pick, this can go to somebody who can put it to better use than you because it wasn't something that you needed. You had plenty of stuff in your closet already. So I wish you all the luck. I hope this process worked. I hope this process makes sense. Please put in the comments below and let me know what you think and if you tried it and if it worked. And if you had an accountability partner, I really think it'd be so much easier to have an accountability partner and it'd actually be fun. So let me know in the comments below if you had an accountability partner help you. So please watch my tips and tricks on now how to organize your closet. I have a lot of hacks and things that have worked for me over the years, new things I'm trying. So watch that video next as you put everything back in your closet and get it organized. Bye. See you next time.